Hello friends, uh, I welcome you in a sixth lecture of root locus, and today we will discuss one more numerical. Okay, so here we go. Okay, this is a second numerical. G of s h of s equal to k by s plus 3 s plus 5 s square plus 2s plus 5. Again we don't have any zero, so write down number of poles. So pole p, number of poles are 4 and the values of pole are minus 3, minus 5, and roots of this equation, these are minus 1 plus 2i and minus 1 minus 2i. So in this way we have 4 pole, and again we don't have any zero. That is a first step. Next one is of existence of root locus. So check where we can draw root locus and we can't draw root locus. So for this I have drawn one graph. Regions will be like infinity to first pole, first to second pole to last region, that is a minus infinity. Okay, we don't have any pole or zero at origin, nothing is there. So first region is infinity to minus 3 directly, minus 3 to minus 5, minus 5 to minus infinity. Okay, and while checking existence of root locus, don't consider imaginary pole or imaginary zero. If we have imaginary pole, so but don't consider for existence of root locus. Now root locus region, put any point in first region, 0 infinity to minus 3. Here I put on right hand side, there is no any pole or zero, so this will be NRL, non root locus region. Okay, next region is minus 3 to minus 5. Put one point and check on right hand side. On right hand side there is only one pole, that is a minus 3. Okay, on right hand side of this point, don't consider your imaginary pole or zero, so only one real pole is there, one is odd figure, so this is root locus region. Okay, then last region is minus 5 to minus infinity. Okay, so in this region if you put a point and checking on right hand side, number of pole is 1 and 2. 2 is even figure, so non root locus region. Clear? Now next point is again asymptote. We know very well theta is angle of asymptote and sigma is location of asymptote. For theta, formula is twice q plus 1 into 180 by p minus z, where this q is 0, 1 up to p minus z minus 1. This value comes out to be p minus z, that means 4 minus 0, that is 4, 4 minus 1, that is 3. So q will be up to 3, that is 1 2 3, 0 1 2 3. If q have 4 values, so angle will be 4. Okay, put each and every value in this formula, you will get theta 1 45, theta 2 135, theta 3 225, and theta 4 is 315. Okay, now these all about angle of asymptote. Now location of asymptote, that is a sigma. Sigma is summation of real part of pole minus summation of real part of 0 by p minus z. We don't have any 0, so summation of real part of pole. Check here, summation of real part of pole, that is minus 3 plus minus 5 plus minus 1. There is one more pole again, that means minus 1 plus 2i and minus 1 minus 2i. So count minus 1 for 2 times, minus 3 plus minus 5 plus minus 1 plus minus 1, like this. Okay, divide by p minus z, 4 minus 0. So your location of asymptote is minus 2.5. Got it? Then breakaway point. For breakaway point, consider characteristic equation 1 plus g of s h of s equal to 0, as we have done in previous numerical. Okay, write down 1 plus value of g of s h of s, then multiplication of this bracket, cross multiplication. Okay, then equate with 0. Okay, so by doing all this calculation, we will get one characteristic equation. Then in breakaway point, next step is writing whole equation for the value of k, then derive that k with respect to s. So direct derivative equation is dk by ds equal to 4s cube plus 30s square plus 72s plus 70 equal to 0. I avoid that calculation, you can do by your own. Okay, so derivative equation is this one. So find out roots of this equation on calci directly. Okay, as this is a cube equation, Okay, so you will get a 3 values of s. Out of these only one value will be valid, so that valid value is minus 4.1. Remaining two value are invalid value, so we'll use this value minus 4.1. Check this value whether it is a valid or non-valid. So minus 4.1 will lie in minus 3 and minus 5. Okay, so as it is lying in root locus region, it is a valid value. Okay, I avoid that calculation part for breakaway point. You can do by your own. Next part is intersection with imaginary axis. So for intersection with imaginary axis, directly consider characteristic equation which you have done in breakaway point calculation. So here your characteristic equation is s raised to 4 plus 10s cube plus 36s square plus 70s plus 75 plus k equal to 0. This is your equation, characteristic equation. Then next step is make root array of this pattern or for this equation. So for root array, highest power is 4, so 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. Okay, s raised to 4, coefficient of s raised to 4 is 1. Then leave next term, alternate term you have to write. So 1, then 36, then this is a single term 75 and k. This is not the two different term because this is a complete constant in equation. So 1, 36 and 75 plus k. 1, 36, 75 plus k. Remaining terms s raised to 3, so cube 10, then leave this term, so 10, 70, 0, 10, 70, 0. In this way you have to write. Okay, don't get confused by this term. This is a one term because 75 is a constant and k is also a constant. Okay, now we have written these two rows. This is calculation part. So for this, 10 into 36 minus 1 into 70 divided by 10. I directly written here 29. Then for this term, 10 into this term, that means 750 plus 10k minus 0, 1 into 0, 0 divided by 10. So it will be again 750 by 10, that is 75 plus 10k by 10, that is a k. So 75 plus k. Okay, this calculation will be like this. Okay, for this term, and for this term 10 into this term minus 1 into 0 divided by again 10. Okay, you will get 75 plus k and 0. For s raised to 1 row, again 29 into 70 minus 10 into 75 plus k divided by 29. Okay, and here again it will be 0, 29 into 0, 10 into 0 by 29, 0. Okay, and for this term into this one minus 29 into 0 divided by same term. So here you will get 75 plus k. Okay, 75 plus k. So we have constructed root array. By this array pattern, we have to calculate k value of k marginal. Okay, so for k marginal value, consider s raised to 1 row, this part. So in this part from s raised to 1, I have directly copied that part. 2030 minus 750 minus 10k by 29 equal to 0. Okay, then by this equation you can easily calculate k marginal. This becomes 0, 29 into 0, 0. So by this equation, value of k marginal is 128. Okay, then we got value of k marginal is 128. Then you need to consider auxiliary equation. Auxiliary equation, always consider your auxiliary equation from s raised to 2 row. So s raised to 2 row is this one, 29 s square plus 75 plus k. Okay, this is constant term, this is a s square term. So 29 s square plus 75 plus k equal to 0. Put value of k as 128 here and solve this one. So 29 s square plus 203 is equal to 0, s square is equal to minus 7. Okay, and under root of 7 is plus minus 2.64 I. Okay, intersection with imaginary axis. So this is the point 2.64 I plus and minus are the intersection point of root locus with imaginary axis. Okay, now for our numerical we have one complex pole. Okay, imaginary pole. So if you have imaginary pole, you have to calculate angle of departure and angle of arrival. If you have complex zero, calculate angle of arrival. If you have complex pole, calculate angle of departure. So what is the procedure of calculation of angle of departure? Formula is phi d is 180 minus phi, and where phi is summation of angle made by pole minus summation of angle made by zero. Okay, so look here, this is your graph again, y-axis, x-axis. Okay, these are your pole, -3, -5, then -1 plus 2i, -1 minus 2i. Out of these two are your complex pole. Okay, decide where you want to calculate your angle of departure, either at this position or this position. If I select this pole to be calculated angle of departure, so for this pole, with this pole connect all remaining pole and zero if you have. So this pole is connected to this by dash line, here you can see. Then this pole is connected to this pole is connected to this pole. Okay, connect your decided complex pole to remaining all poles and zeros. You have connected, then draw horizontal line from each and every pole and zero like this, imaginary. Okay, and count this angle just like this. Okay, this pole is connected to this pole, draw imaginary line and count this angle. This pole is connected to this pole. Okay, draw horizontal line and count this angle. Okay, so all these are pole, so name angle are like phi p1, phi p2 and phi p3 because angle made by pole. So phi p1 is, we can see directly, it is 90. Okay, so phi p1 is 90 degree. Then phi p2, so for phi p2 this angle, consider this triangle. Okay, and tan inverse of opposite, that is 1 2. Okay, on y-axis it is 2 and on x-axis it is a 1, suppose 2 3, so this is 2 by 2, so tan inverse 2 by 2 is 45 degree. Then phi p3, for phi p3 construct this triangle. Okay, this triangle, and this theta is tan inverse, opposite is 2, adjacent is this to this is supposed to be -1 and this is -5, though span is 4, so opposite is 2, adjacent is 4, so 2 by 4, that is 1 by 2. Angles comes out to be 26.56 degree. Okay, so phi p1, phi p2 and phi p3. Now phi is summation of angle made by pole minus summation of angle made by zero. So addition of all angle made by pole, phi p1 plus phi p2 plus phi p3, it is 161.56 degree. And phi d is 180 minus phi, that is 180 minus 161.56, it is 18.43. So here we have calculated angle 18.43. So suppose plus angle, that is positive angle we got. Suppose here this angle is phi d equal to 18.43 degree. So from this pole, root locus will draw like at this position. Okay, or if you consider this pole, so equal and opposite like a mirror image, you will get angle like this. This will be your phi d, that is 18.43 degree at this. Okay, so let us draw root locus now. So this was our numerical k by s plus 3, s plus 5, s square plus 2s plus 5. So consider your s plane, y-axis, x-axis. Note down all the poles and zeros. I already shown here. Pole -3, -5. I have taken a bigger scale here. Suppose this is a -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So -3, -5, and complex pole at -1 plus 2i. So -1 plus 2i and -1 minus 2i. So these are two poles and these are two real pole. Okay, now what was the next part? Your location of asymptote. Location of asymptote sigma is we are calculated as -2.5. So this is 1, this is 2. So this is your sigma is equal to minus 2.5. I repeat, show all your details on your graph paper. Okay, this is your sigma, and your angles are 4 angles: 45, 135, 225 and 315. So from this point, show actual angle of theta 1 45, then theta 2 is 135, then theta 3 is 225 degree, and last one theta 4 is 315 degree. Okay, got it? Now next, we already checked root locus region. This is a non-root locus region. Then this one, infinity to minus 3, minus 3 to minus 5, it is a root locus region, and again this is a non-root locus region. Now sigma, then angles, then breakaway point. We got breakaway point at minus 4.1. So minus 3 minus 4, suppose this is BA point is equal to minus 4.1. okay, this one. Now this point, okay, breakaway point. And intersection point, we got intersection point at plus minus 2.64 I, plus minus 2.64 I means y axis. So 1 2 and 2.64, this is a 3, 2.5 suppose here, okay, and likewise suppose here. So this is plus 2.64 I and minus 2.64 I. Okay, again you can write here like at k equal to, that means at k marginal, for the value of k like 120 you got this value. Okay, so you can write at k equal to 128 or s equal to this. Okay, and don't write I, like you should write radian per second. This is frequency, radian per second. Now drawing actual root locus. Here you are having poles at minus 3 and minus 5. Root locus can't draw or can't travel in this direction. Okay, it will travel in this direction because this is a non-root locus, infinity to minus 3. This is a non-root locus region, so it will travel in this direction. Again, from this pole, root locus always start from pole and end on 0. We don't have 0. Root locus will start from pole, again minus 5 as a pole. Again it can travel in this direction, it will travel in this direction because this is a non-root locus region, this is a root locus region. Okay, it will approach towards each other. Okay, this is what breakaway point. Okay, this is a breakaway point. So at breakaway point they will come, they will collide and will split exactly vertical like this. Okay, and after splitting they will follow asymptote. So nearby asymptote for this root locus are these. So one root locus will follow this asymptote and one root locus will follow this asymptote, and they will go to infinity because we don't have any zero here. So root locus will not stop, they will travel to infinity. So part of these two pole is over. Again we have these two pole, so one root locus will start from this pole and another will start from this pole. As this is a complex pole, it is in a space, so root locus start at certain angle. So we have already calculated angle of departure, that is what, phi d is 18.43 degree. So suppose you should count that angle. So suppose this is 18.43 angle, and at this angle it will start. Okay, these points are the intersection of root locus with imaginary axis. So at particular angle of 18.43, that is angle of departure, root locus will start from complex pole. They will follow this asymptote, okay, this asymptote, and they should pass through intersection point. Okay, for this pole your your complete structure should be symmetric about the x-axis. So here angle should be minus 18.43. So minus 18.43. Okay, suppose this angle phi d. Then this root locus will follow to this asymptote. Okay, and it should pass through this asymptote. Okay, so this is your complete solution. Got it? Thank you.